Namaskar and good evening. I am Anandi Lala, and today we are back with our powerful live sessions on Facebook. Now, firstly, I would like to thank everyone who has been writing to us constantly with their queries and suggestions about what our live sessions should be about. I promise we will cover all the requests and topics suggested by you all in our further live sessions. So, rather wasting more time, I would like to introduce you today with the topic wherein you will discover the proven, effective, ancient solutions for kidney stones. I would like to introduce you to Dr. Smita Naram, co-founder of Ayush Shakti Ayurved, chain of Ayurvedic medicines and Ayurveda therapy clinics across the globe. She is also an author and a trainer. She has treated more than 1.5 million people across the globe, along with her expert team of Ayush Shakti doctors, wherein they have treated various chronic illnesses doing Ayurveda therapies. Namaskar and welcome, Dr. Smita. Please share your powerful insights with our lovely viewers today.
Namaskar, namaskar, and I'm so happy to be here again with all of you today. Today's topic that we are talking about is actually very common, and whoever gets it, they suffer like anything. I just want to share with you this very true story of Eleanor Kolbeck, who is a naturopath from Germany. She is the naturopathic doctor of Germany, medical naturopathic, and she has a collaboration partner clinic with Ayush Shakti in Munich since 20 years. But she and this is typically happening, that's why I'm sharing this story, that she has osteoporosis for years and years. She's right now 72 years of age, but when she was 55, first time when we met her, I checked the pulse and I said, "You have osteoporosis." And she said, "No, no, I'm eating very well. It's not possible." And then I said, "Okay, maybe I don't understand very well." After 3 months, when she was just turning her side in the bed, her rib cracked. And on doing the report, they found that there is a severe osteoporosis, because that in the rib goes only after higher, very high level of osteoporosis. Now, osteoporosis is a situation where even if you take a lot of calcium in any form, natural calcium or artificial even doesn't absorb very well, because it is proven that 40% is going out without absorption. It's staying somewhere in the body, or natural from your food. That calcium is not absorbed, and so the bones on one side are weak, not nourished, and they become brittle, porous, and osteoporosis happening. And the other side, this calcium begins to deposit in our kidneys, because when it is too much, kidneys cannot handle anymore, and they form kidney stones. So Eleanor just rushed to India saying, "Oh, you told me, now I have to handle this naturally." And she stayed for 3 weeks. That was the first time actually she saw herself, type of people getting treated, getting complete relief. And she got very deeply interested in learning Ayurveda, pulse reading, and practicing it in her country. So while she was in the treatment, we started the detox program. And detox is removing all the toxins from everywhere in the body. It's just naturally creating removal of toxins from wherever it is present. So she was not even aware that she has kidney stones. And just after 6th or 7th day of detox, suddenly she started getting terrible pain from the back where there is a kidney to the front, up to the navel, from both the sides. It was so bad that she was literally rolling in her bed constantly. She was screaming, crying out of pain. And only way to remove that pain, I understood this is definitely kidney stones, but we got it scanned in the X-ray, KUB, and we found there were not one but multiple kidney stones. Actually, her kidneys were having like little between 3 to 4 millimeter size, several kidney stones, and one of them was 8 millimeter. So we started working on it, and Dr. Dipali will actually share with you more on the herbs. But there are some herbs which first has to scrap, which is anulom. So scrapping of the stone, and then you expel them by giving a strong natural diuretics, which are really helping kidneys to expel all the toxins, not only just the stones, but anything that is blocking the kidneys can be expelled by that method. So we gave a high dose of ketone, uretone, 2 tablets literally 6 times a day. High dose of the kitchen remedy that I'm going to share with you today. So stay with us. I will share a kitchen formula as well. We gave that as well, high dose, and you will not believe me, after 3 to 4 days, she literally started passing bunch of stones in her urine, and she collected them in a glass of kind of a pan to show us, and it literally showed a sandy particles in multiple, like several, more than 20, 30, I would say, that she passed. And after, like, first sandy thing came out, after one day the little 7 millimeter stone came out, and couple of 5 millimeter came out. After 2 3 days, like, she was completely free from this whole kidney stone situation. So that's what happens when the metabolism is low. And let's look at the causes of kidney stone. The causes of kidney stone, because a lot of people come and ask me, why am I getting again and again kidney stone? Some people do the surgery, it comes back in just 1.5 years. So Asmita, can you share the causes? Yes, the causes are, number one, as I explained to you, if the calcium is not metabolized, which Ayurveda calls it low agni. Ayurveda says there is a kind of a metabolic agni which is responsible behind the scene in creating the hormones and enzymes which help us absorb nutrient and convert it into the tissues. Like calcium converts into bone tissue, proteins convert into the muscle tissue, and so on and so on. So when there is lack of calcium absorption, the conversion is poor. Ayurveda works on Agni increasing. And when you increase your Agni, trust me, not only kidney stones, because we work in two, three manner. First, removing stone, but also increasing Agni. Because then your tendency to create stone will be controlled, and you will have a long lasting relief from recurring episodes of formation of stones. So you will not get constant formation stones, because a lot of people come to us and they say, okay, we did couple of surgery, we took some medications, diuretic from the doctors, and the stones go out, but they come back again. What Ayurveda does is working on the root cause. And that's why once you are free from the kidney stone, normally it doesn't come out for years and years. The second reason is recurrent UTI, like urinary tract infection. When it is continuously happening, that also can create a kind of a stone from the pus drying in the kidneys. That also can go out with this process that I am explaining. But also we work on immune increasing so that you don't get a frequent urinary infection. High uric acid, again, as I explained, it is a low Agni situation, same like calcium. Here protein is not absorbed and getting stuck in the form of uric acid in your kidneys. And the last one is cystine, which is a hereditary factor. And this hereditary factor, I have seen a lot of people who come with this kind of a history that they keep getting stone. I've treated like several such people in Ayush Shakti. We have all treated together, where they get like 6 7 times recurring episodes because of this hereditary factor of formation of stone. And that happens with the younger. So the calcium absorption, uric acid, and UTI mostly is seen after 40 45 years of age. But this one is seen in the young age normally, and it's happening recurring. So after 1 year, coming back again, or 1.5 years, forming again. And we have treated these cases as well, because Ayurveda has certain very powerful herbs which actually makes the genetic factor subdued, which means it keeps it inactive. There are certain herbs which has a capacity to work on your epigenesis. Okay, epigenesis is your genetic factor. And the famous biological scientist, Dr. Bruce Lipton, with whom I had an opportunity to speak in a conference, he confirmed that if you remove detox and take certain powerful herbal formulas, the genetic factor can become inactive in your body and it will stop producing this. And I have seen it happening in hundreds of cases. So that was about the causes. Now, what is Ayush Shakti's approach? Ayush Shakti's approach is literally, as I told you, reducing ama, improving agni. Agni, the metabolic system, when it is low, it produces kind of toxic mucus of ama in the form of uric acid, in the form of calcium oxalate, all of these things. So our function is to activate metabolism and remove these ama toxins. Secondly, correction of apana vata. So lower zone, which is the pelvic zone, that area, there is kind of a vata, we call it. Okay. Now, vata in a simple language is a vital air which is absolutely responsible for releasing toxins from our, responsible for moving things. Okay. In short, like in the air, think like a, because Ayurveda says that our body is kind of a manifestation of our universe, is the concept of macrocosm and microcosm. So this vata, air, like in the atmosphere, is responsible for every movement. Same way, vata is moving things on body, and when that vata is not working very well, it's not able to move this excessive calcium or uric acid or the pus cells from your system through the kidney flush. And when we work on this vata, your own kidney starts functioning in a better manner. So that's the second. And the third one, Asmita, can you come back again? There was a third way that Ayush Shakti works is balance vitiated pitta and urinary tract, because this excessive heat in the urinary system can cause frequent urinary tract infection or even uric acid. So this is basically what we do. We do the cooling, we do the diuretic effect, uh, uh, create a better muscular efficacy of our own kidney system, and increase the agni. That's, I hope I was simple enough so that you can understand.
Absolutely. That was wonderful, Dr. Smita. Thank you so much for such powerful information for our viewers today. So, friends, you can ask us questions not only related to kidney stones, but also other illnesses in our comment section below. And our expert doctors will definitely share their knowledge. So today we also have Dr. Dipali Shastri with us, who is a senior consultant at Ayush Shakti for New Zealand, Australia, and India. Now, she is a trainer for Western doctors. She has treated more than 150,000 people across the globe, and she has been practicing Ayurveda for the past 28 years. Namaskar and welcome, Dr. Dipali. Please share your powerful insights about the case study that we would like our viewers to know.
Namaskar. Hello, friends. So happy to reconnect again. And today we are going to talk about kidney stone. Friends, have you ever experienced or ever seen somebody just rolling on the floor or on the bed and having the watery eyes and completely in a severe pain? And pain, they must be telling you pain is starting from underneath the rib and going to the back and abdomen and groin. Yes, friends, this is a kidney stone's unbearable pain. and stomach buckle over. They feel even hip pain. The legs are feeling weak. So today we are going to talk about kidney stone. And so many people have actually hereditary, as Dr. Smita shared. So we have to even act early to prevent it. Here I want to share one of my patients' journey from completely pain situation to completely pain-free situation. So post lockdown, when we resumed and started to go to the clinic, she came on the very first day to the OPD. And that she and her family, even her extended family, is a patient of Ayushakti since last years together. So she came with a one sonography report and she said, "Doctor, I'm extremely in the pain." And the report was showing high bacteria, high number of the pus cell in the urine, and even yeast infection. This is, and the culprit was kidney stone. Because of kidney stone, she was getting all symptoms, lot of pain. She could not even pass her urine easily, burning, micturition, everything was happening to her. I was suggesting her even long back that she should go for the detox, because when I felt her pulse, she had a multiple even metabolic syndrome. So as Dr. Smita said, because her metabolic process was very bad and not aligned, so she was getting number of the problem. Along with her kidney stone, she had a fatty liver and a lot of problem in the hormones. She had endometrium hyperplasia. So this time when she came in, I said, "Look, your first bottom line that you have to clear your toxins out of your body. And then only the situation will be aligned. You are going to do it, this kind of the detox and detoxification for your kidney stone. But the number of the advantages, health advantages, that you will get it along with it." So we actually started with the kitchen remedy, her dietary changes, and her detox process, which is called a healing detox process. Because of the lockdown period, even she could not come to the clinic to do it, the detox, but she could do it at home easily and we could monitor it. So she started, first we started to digest her toxins, then slowly we expelled. And on the 7th day, the first kidney stone came out and she was very happy. She sent me a picture. And when she visited me again, she came with that kidney stone in the Ziploc. The 12th day, again the 8 mm that removed, the first 6 mm, which sonography report was showing only 6 mm. But when she said that is 2 removed, and I still feel she has some sand which she will throw out of the process. So slowly her digestion becomes better, and slowly her apana, which is governing the whole pelvic floor and the organ which are in the pelvic, that function is governed by apana vata, which has been corrected. She started to lose the swelling very naturally from the body. Hormones are aligning, and every day she was feeling very good. The pain which she was feeling continuously, that dull pain in the back and the pelvic, which was completely disappeared. On a 14th or a 15th day, she said, "I'm completely feeling such a great change has happened." And when she finished the detox, healing detox process, her husband came and told me that, "Doctor, you and Ayush Shakti has given a new wife to me who was complaining every day about something and other. But after this process, she has improved a lot." So she did it for a kidney stone, but the number of benefit happened with it. So today we are going to share about the tools which Ayush Shakti is using for it.
Absolutely, Dr. Dipali. Now, that was quite a breakthrough story and breakthrough relief that you shared with our viewers today. So, Dr. Dipali, would you like to go ahead and share the wonderful or powerful diet recommendations that you must have suggested her with our viewers today?
Sure, Anandi. Thank you so much. So, friends, if you are all committed for the better health and better tomorrow, we all are here at the Ayush Shakti, really happy to help you. So, there are certain diet recommendations that you have to avoid the kidney stone. If you are already having a kidney stone, then completely avoid it. But if you are prone to get it, then in a very mild portion you can take it. So foods to avoid is majorly that you should avoid the nuts, gluten, dairy, because these all are the food which has more oxalate, so which combines with the calcium and form the calcium oxalate kind of the kidney stone. A lot of colas, soft drinks, junk, spicy fermented food that should be avoided. More soy product, because more soys are nowadays more GMO, so you should be avoiding. The food which is more oxidate like a beets or a spinach, that should be avoided. And friends, one should be taking less salt and less sugar. Who is on a high calcium synthetic dosages, they should be avoiding that, because that is not absorbed in the body, and it is in the urine, and then oxalate combines and makes a calcium oxalate kind of the stone. The another, as Dr. Smita shared, that is a uric acid. So who is having a more or prone to getting high uric acid, they get the uric acid stone, which are the common stone. And the another, as the somebody has the hereditary, because we have seen which case study I've shared. So I'm always telling her that your son may get it because it's a hereditary kind of the stuff. So that you should be avoiding this kind of the food, or in a very mild quantity you should be giving him occasionally, so he shouldn't be getting into same problem. So, and the processed food, and one has to limit the animal proteins. These are the certain kind of the don'ts that person has to do for a kidney stone. Then what are the certain do's that someone has to do? So it is important to have a very light food which is easy to digest, so you don't end up into creating toxins in your body. And once it is toxins are created, their metabolism even go low. So important, take light food and which contains moong and veggies. So if you are on that, your apana gets corrected even very easily. This second part, they drink plenty of the fluid. So at least 3 to 4 liter water a day. Rather in fluids, I would recommend that more clean water is recommendation in this. If you get unsweetened cranberry juice, which is highly recommended because that clears the whole urinary tract, and that actually prevents the UTI which is happening in this situation. If you think that spices, then the coriander, cumin, fennel, these are the very good spices that you can use it in your daily kitchen and your daily food. And even you can use the pure turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory. So if you get even mild damages inside an inflammation, that will correcting up. So eat very light, eat very, very wisely when you have a kidney stone. And friends, whosoever gone through this terrible pain must have understood, because I would say it's just not like a pain. It's because one of my patients said, doctor, it's my physical, mental, and emotional assault. And I agree, because I've seen the people develop the kind of the fear once they go out through it, and they feel anywhere they go, they always have something in the mind. Because I was traveling to Bangkok with somebody, and I said, I'm so much frightened that if my renal pain, stone pain will happen on the flight, would you able to help me? And the passenger was next to me, and he was known to me. So I knew that the whole that 4 hours, 4.5 hours journey, he didn't move because he thought that if I will move and the kidney stone pain will reoccur. So it is very important that the Ayush Shakti approach is not only managing the kidney stone, it is even preventing the kidney stone. So you don't go through the hell of the pain. And which I have recommended, which case story I have shared with you, friends. So the herbs, Ayush Shakti is very effective and proven herbs. And that we have given the number of the people who are free from the kidney stones and referring number of the people to us. Because I know the once it is getting more than 1 centimeter or 1.2 centimeter, people are always afraid that have I go through the surgery or lithotripsy or whatnot. So these are the herbal remedies. So this is the ketone and uriton, how Dr. Smita explained. They are natural diuretics, and the another bonus point, because they expel the toxins through the kidney very easily, right? Without losing your electrolyte imbalance. Otherwise, some diuretics, when patient takes, they feel very weak, they feel cramps. When you take ketone and uriton, it maintain your electrolytes. So it is very beneficial. Anulom is something because when your air is arranged as we talked, then it comes easily out of your tract, out of your bladder. And the second part, the gases is not formed, because sometimes the gases are formed and creates the obstruction. Anulom is helping in that too. So these three are the major remedy which can be helped. And you can even recommend, even without hesitation and without, because it is not at all harmful, to your friends and family and who is suffering through this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Dipali, for sharing such amazing diet, herbal recommendations, and also sharing such beautiful stories of your patients. So we have so many viewers today, and I hope they are also engaged in this live session as I am. And you can definitely ask us questions in our comment section below so that our doctors can share their experiences. So now coming to the part where everybody is excited about. So Dr. Smita, would you like to share the wonderful, effective kitchen secrets and home remedies with our viewers today? Dr. Smita, we can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Now we can. Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yes, I was saying that I was so engrossed in what Dr. Dipali was saying because it just came out of her experience. And I'm sure our viewers would feel the honesty and authenticity of what she spoke, because it just was coming from her experience. So this is actually a home remedy, which if you remember in the beginning, I shared a story of Eleanor. And when she had this kidney stone attack, we gave this home remedy and high dose of uriton, ketone, and anulom. So this home remedy contains 1/4 teaspoonful of coriander powder, 1/4 teaspoonful of cumin powder, 1/4 teaspoon, half a teaspoonful, sorry, it is half a teaspoonful of each of them, coriander, cumin, and fennel. All three of them, half a teaspoon, and 1/4 teaspoonful of cardamom powder. So you remove the skin from the cardamom and you take the powder of this, mix everything together and drink it with a barley water. So normally I tell people to prepare barley water at home. So you can take a tablespoon of barley and you can add around 3 glasses of water, pressure cook it thoroughly and squeeze it out. The whole liquid, you squeeze it out. That becomes a barley water, and you can keep it in the fridge and keep drinking a glass with this mixture at once. And then same combination repeat it 2 to 3 times a day. So that is very, very strong diuretic. It can help with the urinary infection, and it can also help with the people who have not great kidney flush. So that's what it can do. Besides that, of course, I mean, healing detox is something that we recommend. It's something very simple. You can do it at home. Of course, you need Ayushakti doctor's guidance for that. So you can always call us. And this healing detox is a month's plan where you flush out toxins from kidney, colon, and liver. So liver is again metabolic organ. So when you flush out toxin, metabolism works better. As I told you earlier, stones ultimately are majorly because of the low metabolism. So this is like overall helping you to not only flush out toxins, but prevent it, because it builds your own system, and that's how you get really, really, truly healthy in every ways. That's the purpose of life, isn't it?
Absolutely correct. Very rightly put, Dr. Smita. Thank you so much for sharing kitchen secrets and healing detox with our viewers. So, friends, don't worry if you have missed out on the home remedy. You can go and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we upload our live sessions on YouTube as well. You can also look back to our live session today. Once it gets over, it will be uploaded on Facebook as well. Do let us know if the home remedies worked for you, like it did for a lot of our viewers who tried our home remedy through our live sessions. So, Dr. Dipali and Dr. Smita, we have a lot of questions coming in, but I have shortlisted the 3 most common questions asked on Instagram and Facebook. So, first question, Dr. Smita, I would like to ask you, how common are kidney stones?
So generally, kidney stone actually is quite common, but we don't come to know always, because normally it can also get flushed in your normal urine process if you drink a lot of water regularly. So then around, I think, 25% of the population in their lifetime would actually notice that they have a kidney stone.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So, Dr. Smita and Dr. Dipali, we have organic questions coming up, but they are not related to kidney stones. We will also talk about it, but first we'll clear the kidney stone questions. So, Dr. Dipali, the next question is, what can I do to decrease my risk of having kidney stones?
That what we have shared, that please follow the do's and don'ts, which is very, very important, and which is the kind of the home remedy Dr. Smita shared. Please do it. And even from preventing kidney stone, which the herbal remedies which we have shown, that you can take it in a normal doses every day for a certain 6 to 9 months, and drink plenty of fluid. So if you have any sandy things or any small stone which you have not figured out neither from the X-ray or the KUB, will flush out and adopt the very healthy lifestyle and a diet.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bali. So, Dr. Smita, this is one question. It's quite a big question, and I'll read it out to you. It says, Dr. Smita, I have done a USG test and it showed cyst in ovaries and also kidney stones. Can you share any tips to get through this? Also, I am not very much into herbal medicines. Please help me. How can I get through this naturally?
Right, that's a brilliant question, because actually I have seen invariably, not with one client but many, who has ovarian cyst, and along with that there is either cyst in the kidney or there is kidney stone. So basically, when you do everything that we shared here about kidney stone, it also will help reducing the cyst. But along with that, you can actually go and watch my episode on PCOS. I think me and Dr. Dipali together, we did a polycystic ovarian episode. Maybe our team, we have Asmita here who can help you out with putting a link over there of that episode. So just look at it. But I would think that, you know, just call our doctor, because it is a multiple situation. And just book consultation of Dr. Dipali, who is luckily one of the most senior doctor from our team. You can also book my consultation, that's all right, but so that's what you can do. But I recommend that you take a personal consultation, and under the guidance of the doctors, you have your journey of healing, so that you get completely come out of this thoroughly, like because Ayurveda, the herbal things, and Ayurveda especially, not just herbal formula, Ayurveda is based on certain philosophy. And because of that, whatever we do, you get a long lasting relief. So recurring effect of like recurring kidney stone, or getting again, once the cyst is removed, as for example, many people remove it through surgically, it comes back again. But with Ayurveda, when it goes, it has a long lasting relief, it doesn't come back so easily. So that's the benefit of herbal thing, natural thing, and especially Ayurveda and Ayush Shakti is very experienced, so that's the added advantage.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Smita. And yes, I will be sharing our toll-free numbers. I will be sharing our WhatsApp numbers and email addresses where you can reach out to us and book consultations with our expert doctors. So now we have received two questions that are not related to kidney stones, but we would like to address the issue. So Dr. Dipali, Miss Felicity says that I am interested to know how I can realign my health as I have hyperthyroidism. I am following Ayurvedic principles and I am in the Vata stage of life. Thank you.
So this is the situation where the metabolic disorder is there. And what would be the age of the patient? Can I know that?
No, ma'am, she hasn't really mentioned the age. This is only one paragraph that she sent us.
Okay.
But when she says Vata stage of life, it must be 45 plus.
45 plus, I thought that. So it is very important that once you channelize your metabolism, your digestive fire, and if you have any kind of the toxins that needs to go out and expel from your body, and then remove vata, and you can regenerate yourself. We have seen number of the cases where the hypothyroidism patients are there, and when they go through the process and they go through the all kind of the recommendation of the diet and herbal remedy, I have seen number of the peoples, even they are off to tablets. So if you need any personal consultation, please let us know that.
Exactly. Yes, Felicity, I will definitely share the numbers. Like I always say, you can definitely connect with our doctors. So one last question for Dr. Smita. It's coming from Miss Varsha Katyar. She says, any cure for gastroparesis? Or if maybe I'm pronouncing it, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Gastroparesis, yeah. Any cure for gastroparesis?
Paresis, P-O.
P-E-R-A-S-I-S.
Gastroparesis.
Paresis.
Okay,
Yes.
right. Okay, gastroparesis. Yeah. Of course, I mean, that in that we have a great result. Definitely, I believe you need to consult our doctors, because this is a chronic situation. And we definitely did one episode earlier on acidity and chronic gastritis, so you can watch it actually. It's slightly different but similar. Gastroparesis is a bit chronic situation. So basically you have to remove toxins. So every toxins created is creating this inflammation, and finally the scar tissue. Scar tissue is like, when on the skin, if there is some acid, you get it, then it gets burned, and that new skin is not looking the same. It's a scar. So same thing happens in our system when the gastric juices are excessive and they constantly attack your system. It get inflamed, and then there is a scar tissue formation, which creates a very severe situation of gastroparesis, a very sensitive tummy, And we have treated this kind of cases with great success. So you have to balance the acid formation, naturally remove the excessive acid through detoxification, and do something by which slowly your own system from inside will generate a natural flora of your stomach and the digestive system. It's a long process because this is a chronic situation, but I can tell you that we can definitely help you. Definitely.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Dr. Smita Varsha. We will definitely reach out to you, or also you can reach out to us and book a consultation with our expert doctors. So thank you so much, Dr. Smita and Dr. Dipali. It was such an honor to host this live session with both our expert doctors today. Thank you for joining us.
Namaskar to everybody.
So friends, this was an amazing and informative live session. We are so glad that you are writing to us, and I hope you all must have taken back amazing, vibrant health tips, and I hope you also had wonderful experiences. Please do keep writing to us and suggest us what our next live session should be about. You can now consult our doctors through phone or video consultation, or even visit our centers to book appointment with our expert doctors. You can reach us at Indian toll-free number 1800-266-3001. You can also reach out to us on our global toll-free number plus 1800-2800-906. You can WhatsApp us on plus 917777001561. You can mail us your queries or suggest us what our live sessions should be about on info@ayushakti.com. The herbs that were mentioned by Dr. Dipali can be found on www.ayushakti.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, of course. Do let us know what do you think about our live session. Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay home, stay safe, and we at Ayushakti are always happy to help you. Namaskar.